has ever alluded to these principles. But no, I just sort of make an attempt to understand these two sort of impulses through Greek mythology. Apollo represents the human urge for rational order and perfect formal structures, which are considered hallmark of classicism. Dionysus, on the other hand, symbolizes joy and mirth, which becomes possible only when one allows one's reason to go as if on a vacation for a while. This symbolizes the spirit of romanticism. Whereas Apollo is representative of human urge for excellence and progress, Dionysus is representative of calmness and poise of the human spirit. Philosophers since antiquity have been prioritizing the former against the latter. Plato placed more premium on the world of forms, of which the world of senses are only imperfect copies. Unlike the Western quest mainly based on search for a definite rational explanatory structure, some schools of Indian philosophy did not view search for order and its juxtaposition with the world of senses, characterized by human desires, in a binary opposition, but rather surmised on the possibility of synthesis of these two planes of existence in some higher transcendental plane of consciousness that transcended both of them. In the history of Western thought, Schopenhauer was probably among the first line of thinkers to entertain the possibility of such synthesis. Universality, certainty, and permanence are viewed as valuable attributes that qualify an instance of judgment as knowledge, that is episteme per se. Descartes, among the rationalists, associated these qualities with reason, which he believed is our only tool to reach at firm foundation for our edifice of knowledge. As opposed to that, he viewed the feelings and desires as fleeting and thus amounting to aberrations on the course to search for firm foundations for knowledge. Since feelings are mainly associated with biological drives, which